Hello everyone and welcome on day 19 of Advent of Cyber. So today's task is focusing on memory forensics. Let's start with the questions. What is the exposed password that we find from the bus history output? So first things first, we have to start the machine. As you can see, I already started the machine. You have to connect. You can either connect through the split screen here on TryHackMe or via SSH. I'm going to show you here the credentials, username, and password. You can use them to connect via SSH. What I did in today's video, I'm using SSH. So as you can see, I'm already connected. And if we go on desktop and evidence, so we are, let's say here it's the desktop, there is a folder evidence. We go in that folder, and as you can see, we have two files, a zip file and a Linux mem file. So the Linux mem file is the memory file of the server we're going to investigate in today's video. So to start the investigation, we need to do some steps first. For today's video, we're using volatility, and this is why we need to do some steps. So what we need to do, first things first, we have to copy. So I'm going to use this command over here. It's the setup for volatility profile. So we use this command over here, and as you can see, we are copying the zip file that we have in the evidence folder in this location. So I'm just going to hit enter, and it's already done. So after that, what we have to do, we have to use this command to access the specific profile running on the linux.mem file that we are going to investigate for today's video. So to be able to see the history, the history of the bus, we'll need to run this command over here. So let's copy this command. I'm gonna paste. Okay, so now the volatility program is running, volatility framework. We need to wait a bit. Okay, we already have some results. As you can see, here we have MySQL, user root, and there is also a password. So this password is the password that we are looking for. I'm gonna copy, and if we go down, let's go down to the question. So what is the exposed password that we find from the bus history? So this is the bus history, or this is like the whole history of the bus of the server. And if we paste the password, you can see that this is the correct answer for this question. So the second question, what is the PID of the miner process that we find? First of all, we need to list all the processes from the server. To do this, we need to run almost the same command that we ran before. So vol.py on the file that we want to investigate using this profile that we copied before in the previous command. But instead of using Linux bus, okay, we need to use Linux again. And we're going to be using, one moment, we're going to be using Linux PS list. So PS list, you know it also from Linux. So Linux PS list, what is gonna do this command is gonna list all the processes. So if we hit enter and we wait a few seconds, we're gonna be able to see all the processes that were running on the computer that we are investigating, on the server that we are investigating. As you can see here at the end, we have a process called miner, and this is the process that we're interested in. And we need the PID of this process. If we go a bit up, you will be able to see, one moment, you will be able to see that on this column here, we have PID, then we have PPID, but for this specific question, we're gonna use PID, that's all we need. So we go down here again, we find miner, and as we remember, this column is the PID column. You can also see it here on TryHackMe. So let's go back to the terminal. We copy the PID. And now I'm just gonna paste it to answer the question. So as you can see, this is the correct answer for the second question. Now, what is the MD5 hash of the miner process? And then also the next question is, what is the MD5 hash of the MySQL server process? So to be able to find the MD5 hash, we will need to extract the binary of the processes. How are we going to do this? So first of all, we're going to need to create a directory. To do so, we just have to, I'm going to clear my screen. We are here, desktop evidence. I'm going to do it over here. So mkdir, and I'm going to name the folder extracted as TryHackMe does on the task. So extracted, mkdir extracted, and as you can see, is already created. So after that, we're gonna need to use this command over here. So let me explain to you what this command does. Again, we run the volatility framework on the file linux.mem using the same profile, but in this case, we're using Linux process dump. So pros dump. And then we say, I want you to dump this process in this folder, the extracted folder. And which process do I want you to dump? The process with the PID, in this case, for MySQL, is going to be 10.291. For the miner is the one that we had from the previous task. So all I have to do to get the miner binary, I need to copy the PID we found for the previous question. I'm going to paste it here, hit enter, wait a few seconds, and after we wait a bit, it's done already. So ls, and now I'm going to do ls in the extracted folder. And as you can see now in the extracted folder, we have a miner dot the PID and some numbers. So now we have the binary of this process. To be able to find the MD5 hash, we need to run the command MD5 sum miner. I'm currently in the evidence folder, so I need to do also extracted and then miner. And I'm just typing the name of the file. So after I do so, you can see that I get an MD5 hash here. I copy this, and we're able to answer the question. So next question, again, is the MD5 hash, but in this case, is from the MySQL server process. So we need to do exactly the same thing. What we need to do, I'm going to go up here. Okay. We run the exact same command as we did before to extract the binary, but instead of using the 10.280 PID, we're going to be using 10.291 because in this case we need to extract the binary for the MySQL server. So let's wait a few seconds, and as you can see, the binary is already extracted. Now if I do ls on the extracted folder, you can see that we have the miner and the MySQL server binary. To be able to find the hash again, we need to do MD5 sum extracted because it's the folder that we saved the binaries in, and then MySQL server. After that, you can see that we have another MD5 hash, which is the MySQL server binary hash. We go down, we paste, and as you can see, this is the correct answer for the fourth question. So fifth question, use the command strings extracted binary, the PID from question 2, and so on, and then grep the HTTP. So what we're trying to do here, we're getting the strings of the binary, of the miner binary. The reason why the PID is not displayed here is because we had to find a second question. So I'm just gonna copy here. I'm gonna clear my screen. I'm gonna paste. So strings extracted because the miner binary is saved in the extracted folder. I'm gonna erase this, and instead here I'm putting 280 because it's the PID that we found in the second question. And after that, if I hit enter, you can see that we have some highlighted HTTP words here. And we're gonna take the second one, which looks much more suspicious. As you can see, we have HTTP McGreedy secret c2.thm. So it looks suspicious, and this is the one that we need. I'm gonna copy this. And here, as you can see, if I try to paste and submit, it's incorrect. The reason why it's incorrect is because we have to define the URL using CyberCef. I already have CyberCef open here. It looks like this. You can find it by just searching on the internet. It's very easy to find. This is the URL. It's a very useful tool to decrypt. So I'm gonna paste the URL here in the input, and what we have to do, we have to search on the operations here, defunct URL. After that, I'm gonna grab this, the defunct URL, and I'm gonna put it in the recipe. After I put it in the recipe, you can see that the output is the defunct version of the URL that we found before. So I'm gonna copy this, paste it, submit. Okay, and as you can see, this is the correct answer for this specific question. So last question, after reading the ELFI file, what location is the MySQL server process dropped in on the file system? So first of all, we need to find the ELFI file for this question. How are we gonna do this? There is a very nice tool over here that is called Linux enumerate files. If we run this command, we're gonna get all the cron files displayed on the terminal. So I'm gonna copy this command. I'm gonna clear my screen. Okay, hit enter. We're gonna have to wait a few seconds. So as you can see, the command is finished running, and over here we have a file called crontabs elfi. So we're gonna need to extract this file. And the way we're gonna extract this is by using this hexadecimal number over here, which is a unique number of our file. I'm gonna copy this. And after I copy it, you will see down here that we have a volatility file extraction. So to extract the file, we need to copy this command over here. I'm gonna clear again, paste, and as you can see, we have vol.py again on the file profile, and in this case, we're using the Linux find file. We're gonna use -i and the has the hexadecimal number that we found before, and after that, we're gonna extract it by using -o in the extracted folder that we created before, so with the miner and the MySQL binary, and we're gonna name it Elfi. After we hit enter, we have to wait a few seconds. Okay, so now if I do ls extracted, ls extracted, you can see that we have Elfi, miner, MySQL server. To answer this question, we're gonna need to do cat and Elfi, which is the name of the file, but I also have to specify the folder first because we are not in the folder extracted. So cat extracted Elfi, we hit enter, and as you can see here, we have the location of the MySQL server. So this is the location that we need to answer this question, the last question also of today's task. So if I go down here, I paste, and as you can see, this is the answer for the last question of today's task. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you on day 20 of Admin of Cyber.